Welcome back to the channel. This is Toyota Time with Timmy the Toolman. I'm Sean, and today we're installing an under-hood LED light kit. Now, if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing, hit that like button, and if you want to see more content when we release it, hit that notification bell. This kit is made by TEQ Offroad and is sold exclusively through yodanation.com. So for those of you watching that want to buy this kit, check out the video description below, where we'll include a promo code so you can save a couple bucks. This kit features a 40-inch LED strip, which is pumping out 1300 lumens, so it's super bright. It has braided protection over the cable, and I gotta say, the 3M VHB tape that they got on this kit is super strong, and it's not falling off the hood anytime soon. So let's jump right in. I'm gonna show you everything that comes with this kit, and then we're gonna install it. Let's get started on this sick mod. So you can scan this QR code and it will direct you to the instructions online. You have these little mounts where you can affix some zip ties to secure the wires to the hood or to the side of the fender. You get some nice looking zip ties. You get this pin switch to allow the light to turn on when you open up the hood. You get your wire loom, which includes a positive, a fuse, and a switch, so you can turn the light on and off even if the hood is up. And of course, you get your 40-inch LED strip with the connector. So the first thing you want to do is attach the LED strip to the hood. So as you can see here, I have the LED strip adhered to the hood. It kind of follows this natural line right where it starts to bend. And this is pretty straightforward. You clean the area, you peel the tape on the back of the LED strip, and you press it on. Give it a little bit of pressure just so you make a good bond. You're definitely going to want to have this connector facing towards the driver's side because that's where your battery is, and that will allow the amount of wire lead that they give you to connect to the battery properly. Next, we want to install the wire lead to the hood, making sure that the hood will not pinch the wiring when you close it. These included zip tie mounts and zip ties are intended to adhere to the hood at your desired location so that you can properly secure the wire and make sure it's out of harm's reach. And before you stick these on, make sure you clean the area that you're sticking them to with rubbing alcohol so you ensure a nice bond. For my installation, I ended up zip tying it to my Spiker Engineering hood strut, but if you don't have these, you're probably going to be sticking it to the hood and tucking it underneath the hood installation if you have this component installed on your hood. So naturally, the wire is going to kind of end up in this area right here, and you're going to want to feed it gracefully underneath these components. So after you route the wires, you're going to connect your positive lead to the battery. And to do this, I removed some 10mm bolts from the charcoal canister and also one 10mm bolt that secures the fuse box to the fender here. And that allowed me to sneak the wires past this area really easily, got plenty of movement, so I could drop them down in there. So the next step is to install this pin switch, and the instructions call to drill out a new hole in your core support, but I'm not a huge fan of drilling holes that are unnecessary. So what I did is I installed it right here. There was an existing hole in the fender that allowed me to install this pin switch, as you see here. And there's also another hole right here that you could possibly put it into as well. So I think there's some options here, but if you want, the instructions call to drill out a 5/16 hole right about here. So once installed, the hood will drop down on this switch, disengage the ground, and effectively turn off the light when you close your hood. But another good safety that they build into their harness is this button right here. So even with the hood open or closed, you can press this button and have a kill switch for your light, just to make sure that it's not on accident, or have the freedom to turn it off when you open your hood. So this pin switch has a couple nuts. So we're gonna take this bottom nut and this lock washer of sorts off and feed it through the hole of our choice, either the one you drilled or the existing ones in the fender. The other nut will also allow you to adjust it up and down, so you can have the right amount of pin switch sticking up so it actually makes contact with the hood when it closes. So we're going to take off this bottom nut entirely, slip it through the hole, and then tighten it up from the bottom. I like to use a ratcheting flex head ratchet. It's just easier to get in there and tighten it up with ease. So I got my pin switch installed. I adjusted it to the height where the hood is going to press down on the switch to essentially turn it off. And I also connected the wire to the bottom down there. You just want to make sure there's ample room for it to cycle. So when the hood's down, it will be pressed down a little bit. It's got plenty of room. When the hood comes up, it will release, come up, and make the ground connection that's needed to turn on the light. I'm going to follow the instructions and adhere the kill switch right here to the side of the fender. It's a nice spot, it's convenient, and it's easily accessible. I cleaned up the surface of the fender. I'm going to peel the tape back and adhere the switch. Now the last thing to do is make the connection between the wiring harness and the LED strip and see how bright this thing is. All right, looking good. Let's kill the lights. Whoo-wee! That is a lit up engine bay. Lots of light in case you like to work at night and it's dark out. We'll play around with the pin switch here. Hood closes. Hood opens. So you also have your kill switch here. You can turn it off that way. We'll turn it back on. Let there be light. All right, so we're all done installing this Under-hood LED light kit from TEQ Offroad, and I gotta say, this thing's bright. It definitely lights up the whole engine bay, so you got plenty of light to work in case you're working at night. There's really not much to add at the end of this closing statement. It's just super straightforward. The instructions on their website are very clear and concise, and if you have any questions, you can always hit them up, and they'll be there to guide you in case you get stuck. Now, one thing I'd like to mention is if you don't want to install this pin switch, you can hook up the negative lead directly to a ground or the negative on the battery with a terminal connector, and then your light can just function with the kill switch itself. So you have some options there so you can customize this harness and make it your own. I gotta say, this is SICK-MOD certified, and I definitely recommend that you get one of these installed on your hood. And after running this for a couple months, I highly recommend it. So like we mentioned in the beginning of the video, definitely check out the video description below. We'll add a promo code so that you can buy this kit for yourself. So if you have any questions or comments, do that below. And stay tuned for the next video where, of course, we'll come at you with some more sick mods. Take care and bye-bye.